So I had something really interesting happen with a client of mine this week that I wanted to share with you. And I normally don't tie anything of my business, my daily business. I own a firm that does insurance and financial services for people in all different areas and all different industries in multiple states. And I typically don't tie anything with that into what I do, whether it's on my Instagram, my Facebook, or here on my YouTube channel, which I would appreciate if you would hit the subscribe button and help me try to grow this community of like-minded people that are just looking for information and new ways to maybe approach and improve life. And I don't want anything from you. I just enjoy sharing and I love getting feedback. So if you want to participate, I would greatly appreciate if you would subscribe and follow along and join me on this adventure. So we talk about time all the time. We don't have enough, we need more, we waste too much, whatever, right? 168 hours in a week. We work 40 to 50. I'm not going to sit here and bore you with numbers, but just to put in perspective, we have 168 hours in a week, and we work 40, let's call it 50. So that leaves us with 98 hours. If you sleep 8 hours a night, that's 56. 98 minus 56, 43, right? 42, sorry. You have 42 hours during the week that you could do anything you want. Now, the average person spends 2 hours a day scrolling social media and 2 to 3 hours a day watching TV. So that's 4 to 5 hours just giving somebody else your time and attention. What are you getting in return for that? I get it. We need a release. We want to see, and I'm not saying cut it out altogether, but here's where I'm going with this. So I have this client, right? And she had a huge water damage claim in her basement, right? And this woman is so OCD about tracking her time. She writes everything down all the time, from what she eats, tracks her points, to what her schedule. I've known her for a long time, and that's just how she does things. And with this claim, over the course of the week, she had to, coordinate some cleanup people, get some estimates. I helped her. She had to deal with adjusters and things like that. But she wrote it all down over the course of the week, and she spent about 7 hours working on this insurance claim. So that made me think of something. What if I asked you on any given day, could you carve out 7 hours for me this week because I want to work with you to learn a new language, work on a new business idea, train for a triathlon, start a book club, write a book, go to the gym, spend time with friends or family or whatever, right? So if I asked anybody out there, hey, can you give me 7 hours a week? You'd say, I don't have the time. See, the problem is our activities dictate where our time goes. So when something comes up, well, that dictates what we have to do, and then we reprioritize the other things that are normally part of our routine. And those are the things, excuse me, those are the things that we overlook on a daily basis, on how much time we're spending scrolling on our phone and watching Netflix and watching YouTube and obsessing over what other people are doing in their life. So my challenge to you is maybe take a step back and for a few days, be honest with yourself. Be truly honest with yourself and document and write down everything you do with your time. And just keep it to yourself. This isn't I'm not trying to get the, because you might be very thorough, you might be very efficient, you might be very successful, and this might mean nothing to you, and I hope that's the case. And if it's not, I'm not trying to put you down or point out any flaws. What I'm trying to do is say, you have the time. We all have the time for the things that we decide are important to us. So it comes down to identify how much time are we wasting, what are the things that we want to do, and what do we have to do to shift some of that time towards those things so that we can maybe start to see some different results than what we're currently getting. And again, if you're perfectly content with where you are and what you're doing and how you're living, then you have no reason to watch me, and I'm not offended by that. Good for you. Look, if you're content watching 4 hours of Game of Thrones every night, I don't care what you do. But what I do have a problem with is if you watch 4 hours of Game of Thrones at night, which I've never seen an episode, I might be one of the only people, but you're not happy about where you are in life, or you bitch that you don't have enough money, or you complain that you don't have a good relationship, or you complain that you can't find a relationship. Well, things like that aren't going to get you the results that you want. Now, you can mesh things together with a balance, and that's what I'm challenging everybody to do, is work on that balance by first identifying how much time you truly do have, and then identify the things that you want and start figuring out how you can start putting those together. So I would love to hear your feedback. Again, please hit subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And leave any comments that you have. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't. I'm not offended if you don't. And maybe you have something you can share that will help somebody else. So with that being said, I hope you take me up. I hope you track your time. And I hope you take that first step in moving in the directions that you want to go. Take care, and I'll see you next time.